haven't won a game.
You haven't won a game, dude.
You have a favorite?
Ketchup.
Clapping hates Shelbyville.
Hey, dude.
He's from Clackin. I like ketchup. I don't like this.
Diamond Dozen Podcast.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Burger back with yet another edition of the Diamond Dozen Podcast, coming at you with a Week 4 and Week 5 recap. Sorry I missed last week. I had to get back at it, though. I was getting some angry mail from Kenneth, so we're back at it. We'll get you caught up on everything that's been going on in the Diamond Dozen. Here we go, starting off with the Week 4 transactions on April 21st. First off, Hamilton Hamdiggers pick up Tommy Canley, getting some save opportunities there in Detroit right now, dropping Trevor McGill, who's had a bit of a rough start in Milwaukee there. Shelby Villians pick up their old faithful David Bednar. Looked like Bednar's back in the closer's role there in Pittsburgh, looking pretty decent, so see if that sticks. Moving right along, Southwest Beer Leaguers pick up David Peterson. He's been not too bad so far for him, so not a bad pickup there. Dropping Jeffrey Springs, who's actually had some decent outings. Moving along, Torpedo Shaped Doge pick up Michael Bush, good old first base faithful, dropping Brandon Lau for the Tampa Bay Rays. Who knows what's going on with that guy? I don't even know how to say his last name, but 258 OBP on the season, 4 dingers, not good enough. Hammy picks up Jose Quintana. Talk about an old faithful. See what Jose did. Oof. All right, hopefully Hammy didn't start him there with his 6 earned runs, but anywho, still on his roster. Southwest Beer Leaguers pick up Andre Palente, good old Italiano. Not the greatest pickup from the looks of it. Dropping Matt Mervish, who 7 dingers on the season, but obviously he's selling out for power with that 272 OBP, 195 average. Yikes. Also on the 21st, Hammy picks up J.P. Sears. Couple nice starts there for Sears for Hammy, so good pickup there. And lastly, Hammy really doing a fucking roster turnover here. Ooh, already back on the wire, but picks up Sam Frelick. Too bad it couldn't last there for the Milwaukee Brewers outfielder, but wasn't meant to be. Moving right along to April 22nd, Sweep the Lake picks up Jake Irvin. I think that turned out quite well, as Irvin went 7 1/3. 4 Ks, not the best, but not the worst. I don't know if Sweep started him for the 30th, though. Whew, 6 earned runs. There's the real Jake Irvin. Also on the 22nd, Lord of the Diamonds picks up Michael Garcia for his third base slot there, dropping a Eugenio Suarez. A Eugenio? However you say it. Pretty sure this drop was right before Eugenio hit 4 homers in a game. Yeah, there it is, April 26th. So that was a tough one there. But Michael Garcia, let's see what he's been up to lately. Hey, you know what? He looks like he's a 3-hit machine. Wow, okay, so good pickup there by Lord of the Diamonds. Tough missing on those 4 dingers, but what are you going to do, right? Same day, Lord picks up Tony Gonsolin. Looks like he's had a nice start there for the Dodgers, picking up 9 Ks through 6 innings, 3 earned runs, so bit of an ugly quality start. And Tobias Myers, fuck, this guy's getting around a little bit. He looks like he's barely back, maybe in a long relief role there for Milwaukee, so Plum Point takes a ride on the Tobias train for a very short time there on April 22nd. April 24th, Burgertown picks up Will Vest, dropping Ryan Walker, who was kind of shit in the bed there in San Francisco, so big piece of that Corey Seager trade gone to the wire. But of course, Will Vest has been just a shitbird since I picked him up, but what are you going to do? This 3 earned runs was not helpful, but I guess that was his only bad outing, so I won't shit on the guy yet, but he's competing with Tommy Canley there in Detroit for a closer's role. Also on the 24th, the Shelby Villians pick up Noelve Marte, good old Cincinnati third baseman there. Worth a shot there. Cincy is a nice park to hit in, so 342 OBP, 3 dingers. Good to see the walks and the Ks not too far apart there. 4 stolen bases, so I think good things to come there for Noelve Marte. Dropping Zach Veen and just not working out there for Veen. I don't know, he's been sent back down to the minors, so Colorado's a complete shit show. Probably the worst team in baseball, topping last year's Chicago White Sox. Also on the 24th, Plum Point picks up Luke Keeschall, second baseman for Minnesota. It was looking really good for Keeschall until he got hit on the arm by a hit by pitch, and he broke his forearm, unfortunately. Plum dropped David Festa in that transaction. Festa's not really been going the distance, barely making it through 5 innings, so nothing to write home about there. Oh, and there we go, April 25th, Plum Point drops Tobias Myers after a lackluster showing. April 26th, Plum Point adds Jonathan Aranda, first baseman for Tampa Bay. He's having a bit of a hot streak there. Ooh, looks like he's keeping her going. So he's back on the waiver wire, though. What do you know? April 26th, Jonathan India gets cut by Southwest Beer Leaguers. April 27th, Legend Killers pick up Luis Severino, pitcher for the Athletics, back on the wire now. My guess is it didn't go great, but actually didn't go too bad. Probably just a roster crunch thing there. And Lord picked up Logan Taylor Allen, whatever the fuck his name is. Looks like maybe didn't go the best there on that start on the 27th for him, so not the greatest pitch and ditch I've ever seen, but is he still on his team? No, he gone. All right. Yes, right away. April 28th, he was dropped the next day. That does it for the Week 4 transactions. Now for the Week 4 matchups, starting with the blowouts. Surprise blow to the week, Clack and Blue Jays taken out down and dirty 12-0. Woo, this came out of nowhere. Prior to Week 4, the Clack and Blue Jays were 0-28-5 on their breakdown. And then somehow in Week 4 went 9-1-1 on the breakdown. But down and dirty didn't really help himself too much. He was 1-10 on the week for the breakdown. So what a win for Clack, and moved him to 1-3 on the season, dropping down and dirty to the same 1-3. Tough loss for down and dirty. Up next, we got the Burgertown Long Balls taking out Sweep the Leg 10.5 to 1.5. Sweep managed to tie in home runs and win quality starts 7-6. Other than that, pretty much got his ass kicked. With the win, the LBs go to 4-0 on the season, dropping Sweep the Leg to 2-2. Up next, we got the Southwest Beer Leaguers taking out the Burley Brown Sox 10-2. Burley managed wins in home runs, going 3-2 over the Beer Leaguers, and stolen bases 6-4. So homers and stolen bases. Other than that, nothing to write home about for the Brown Sox. With the win, the Beer Leaguers improved to 2-2 on the season, and the Burley Brown Sox dropped to 1-3. Up next, we got the Plum Point Pirates beating Lord of the Diamonds 9-3. Big win for the Pirates. Lord managed to squeak out wins in RBIs, stolen bases, and saves, but other than that, it was not his best week. With a stellar breakdown in most of the other weeks, the Lord's breakdown was 4-6-1 in Week 4, while Plum Point with a nice 8-3-0. So legit win there for Plum Point, improving to 2-2 in the season, dropping Lord of the Diamonds to 1-3. Up next, we got the Legend Killers beating the Doge 8-4. What a win. Doge managed to steal wins in RBIs, going 32-25 there, as well as stolen bases, strikeouts, and saves. Not enough to overcome a powerful Legend Killers team. With the win, the Killers improved to 4-0, dropping the Doge to 1-3. Only one relatively close matchup on the week is the Shelby Villians beating Hammy 7.5 to 4.5. Hammy squeaked out wins and strikeouts. ERA took the cat in wins and saves, and tying in quality starts. So tough start to the season for Hammy, dropping to 1-3. While the Shelby Villians improved to 4-0 on the season. All right, well, that does it for the Week 4 matchups. Let's have a look at the Week 4 awards. Starting on the hitting side is the newly acquired Noelve Marte for the Shelby Villians. Marte had 2 homers, 8 ribs, 3 stolen bases, 444 OBP. So nice pickup there by the Shelby Villians. On the pitching side, Burgertown's very own Hunter Brown takes home the pitching honors for Week 4 as the #1 ranked player on the week, having a 2-tapper there with 2 quality starts, 2 wins, 18 Ks, .69 ERA. Very nice. So the Week 4 pitcher of the week is Hunter Brown of the Burgertown Long Balls. That does it for the Week 4 recap. Now let's have a look at Week 5. If you're still with me, thank you very much. If you're not, go fuck yourself. Hey Kenneth, how you doing out there? Week 5, April 28th to May 4th. First transaction on April 28th was Lord of the Diamonds dropping Logan Taylor Allen, whatever the hell his name is, pitcher for the Cleveland Guardians. No longer on Lord of the Diamonds. Also on April 28th, Plum Point Pirates and Burgertown make a trade. Plum Point acquired Xavier Edwards? I don't know how to say it. 2 third-round picks next year, as well as 3 ads, while Burgertown picked up Andrew Abbott and a first-round pick. I think Zay Edwards started to steal some bases again, so that's a good sign for Plum Point. Andrew Abbott had a decent outing last time. It only went 4 innings, but, he wasn't really a big part of the deal. I was kind of having a roster crunch, and the first-round pick next year is the Legend Killer, so it's probably not going to be a high pick, but either way, we'll see. I think Plum might have won this one a little bit, but Zay Edwards had been in an extended slump, and I was kind of tired of it. So anyway, moving right along. April 30th, Burgertown Long Balls pick up Tobias Myers, allegedly starting pitcher for Milwaukee Brewers, subsequently dropping Eduardo Rodriguez, who got lit the fuck up. Moving along to May 1st, Plum Point picks up Colin Ray, dropping Hayden Wesneski. Not a lot of Ks for Ray, but a solid outing there, picking up the W against Pittsburgh. May 2nd, Plum Point picks up Jordan Hicks, dropping Hunter Goodman. Then Plum Point picks up the long-awaited return of Lance McCullers. McCullers went 3 2/3 innings, no earned runs, striking out 4. He's back on the wire, but I don't know what you expected from him there. But anyway, dropping Luke Keyshaw, who, as we mentioned before, has a broken forearm from a hit by pitch. Also on May 2nd, the Burley Brown Sox drop Andreas Jimenez, who after kind of a hot start to the season has settled into what you more expect from him, although he's getting some hits lately. So moving along to May 3rd, the Doge picks up Michael Bush, dropping Kerry Carpenter, so looking for a little help at first base there from Bush. Plum Point picked up Chase Meadroth. I don't know what the fuck that guy's name is. Oh, dropping Zay Edwards. He's back on the wire, baby. And then Plum Point, same day, picks up AJ Smith-Shawver, who's back in the rotation, I believe, for Atlanta with some injuries they have there. Looking pretty good from Shawver, dropping Jonathan Aranda. So I don't know if Plum realizes we have a cap of 35 ads for the year, but he is really pushing it. May 3rd, Hammy drops Sam Frelick, wasn't meant to be. The Doge also drops Richard Fitz. He's been giving him fits all year long. May 4th, Hammy picks up Shelby Miller, who looks like he's probably going to be in line for some saves with some injuries to Justin Martinez and AJ Puck. Looks like Miller got touched up a bit, but blew the save. So anyway, he'll be fine. They're going to need him there in Arizona. And Burgertown, in an attempt to make sure that I won the strikeouts category against Burley Brown Sox, I picked up Michael Lorenzen, who did deliver 5 strikeouts, but also 5 earned runs. Luckily, my ERA and WHIP were already way out of whack, so just needed to win those strikeouts category, which I fortunately did. Also on May 4th, Plum Point drops Jordan Hicks, wasn't meant to be. Legend Killers also dropping Luis Severino. The Burgertown LBs dropping Tobias Myers, and the Doge dropping Ronaldo Lopez, who's on the injured list with the shoulder. All right, that does it for the Week 5 transactions. Now let's have a look at the Week 5 matchups, starting as always with the blowouts. We'll start off with Sweep the Leg beating Down and Dirty 9-3. Sweep improves to 3-2-0 on the season. Drop and Dirty to 1-4-0. No one expected this, but it's been a tough start to the season from Down and Dirty. But I don't know, if memory serves me right, these guys start slow every year, and then next thing you know, come playoff time, look who's in the mix. So I think they're going to be okay. Gunner's going to warm up. Machado's going to warm up. Simeon's going to warm up. They're all looking like they had a pretty nice week here, actually, in Week 5. Let's have a look at the breakdown. So yeah, not a bit of a tough loss for Dirty. Not really, though. He was 4-7-0 on the week in his breakdown, while Sweep was 10-1-0. So would have been tough to pull off the win against Sweep this week. Only one team could have done it. Not sure who it was. But anyway, nice win for Sweep the Leg. Improving to 3-2, dropping Down and Dirty to 1-4. Next up, we got the Shelby Villians beating Plum Point 9-3 and improving to 5-0 on the season, while Plum Point drops to 2-3. Pirates managed to pull off wins in stolen bases, strikeouts, and ties in wins and quality starts. So some nice signs there from Plum. But the breakdown of the week for Plum was 1-9-1. So looks like he would have lost to most teams in Week 5. Not to take anything away from Shelby Villians, it would have been a 6-5-0 on the breakdown. Up next, we got the Burgertown LBs beating the Burley Brown Sox 8.5 to 3.5. With the win, the Burgertown LBs also improved to 5-0 on the season, dropping the Burley Brown Sox to 1-4. Burley would have had a 3-7-1 breakdown on the week, while the LBs would have been 6-3-2, so would have lost to some teams. Luckily, not the Brown Sox this week. Up next, we got the Killers taking down the Clackin Blue Jays 8-4, dropping the Blue Jays to 1-4 in the season, and the Legend Killers, a third undefeated team, improved to 5-0. After a stellar 9-1-1 breakdown in Week 4, comes back down to earth for Clackin with an 0-11-0 breakdown, but solid week from the Killers, who would have been 8-2-1 had they played all teams this week. For those of you who are confused, I'm sure all of you know, but the breakdown basically compares all your category numbers to the whole league and sees who you would have won and lost to. So if you have a perfect week like Lord did in Week 5, you're 11-0-0. But somehow that was just enough to beat the Southwest Beer Leaguers 7-5. Lord improved to 2-3 on the season and dropped the Beer Leaguers to the same 2-3. Tough loss for Southwest. He would have been 6-5-0 on the breakdown. But Lord was not to be beat with 11-0-0 on the breakdown. So he went up against a tough team, but there was nobody beating Lord this week. Obviously, not what we expected as far as the start of the season goes for Lord of the Diamonds, so I think this might be a sign of things to come. And lastly, we got the torpedo-shaped Doge squeaking by the Hamilton Hamdiggers 6.5 to 5.5. With the win, the Doge improves to 2-3 and drops the Hamdiggers to 1-4. Ouchie. Nobody expected that from Hammy, but again, long season, 22 weeks in fact, so, lots of time to go here. But Hammy, He would have been 0-10-1 on the breakdown in week 5. So the fact that he came this close to beating the Doge doesn't say much for the Doge. Let's see what his breakdown would have been. The Doge was 3-7-1. So pulling off the W here was fortunate. But anyway, with the win, like I said, the Doge improves to 2-3, drops the Hamdiggers to 1-4. Who would have thunk it? Let's have a look at the week 5 awards. Starting on the hitting side. Again, we have the Shelby Villians with Riley Green narrowly squeaking by Luis Robert for the hitting honors in week 5. Riley Green had 4 homers, 8 ribs, 7 runs, a 500 OBP. Very nice stuff there from Riley Green. And the Tigers team is looking pretty good. And on the pitching side, the week 5 pitcher of the week is... Holy shit, I'm just noticing Hammy had the top 3 pitchers of the week in week 5. That's tough. But we got to go down to the first winning team, which is Lord of the Diamonds with Brian Wu. 6 1/3 innings pitched, winning the quality start with 8 strikeouts, no earned runs, .16 ERA. So week 5, pitcher of the week, Brian Wu of Lord of the Diamonds. Let's have a quick look at the standings. After 5 weeks in the American League Division, we got the Burgertown LB standing alone at the top at 5-0, followed by Sweep the Leg at 3-2, and then we got Plum Point, Southwest Beer Leaguers, and Lord of the Diamonds all at 2-3, with the Burley Brown Sox at the bottom at 1-4. National League Division at the top, we've got the Shelby Villians and the Legend Killers, both at 5-0. So we got 3 undefeated teams still through 5 weeks. Up next, we got in third place the Torpedo-shaped Doge at 2-3, followed by Down and Dirty, Hamilton Hamdiggers, and the Clackin' Blue Jays all sitting at 1-4. It's hard to believe, but we have 3 undefeated teams, and there's only one other team above 500 so far after 5 weeks. But one of the undefeated teams will have to lose this week as the Shelby Villians and the Legend Killers match up while Burgertown takes on Plum Point. So there's definitely going to be one team still undefeated after 6 weeks. But anyway, guys, that does it for the week 4 and 5 recaps. Thanks for listening. Not sure if we'll get one out next week, but definitely in the next couple weeks. Hopefully we get Sammy back on here. But until next time, guys, peace out.
Diamond Dozen Podcast.
You ruined my season.
I won the deal.
Cliff. We're past that minutia, right? Thanks, dude.
Not prancing around. Just cut that out.
Diamond Dozen Podcast.